Hi, this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is another process video for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches number 6, and this is the sketch that I am using for today's process video. And this is day 16. Yeah, day 16. And all the days in November are starting to roll together, so I'm just saying, like, if I got the day wrong, I'm sorry, but I think this should be day 16 that this is going up on. So I decided to dip into my September kit from the Hip Kit, and it has a ton of the Marigold collection along with Heidi Swap's Old School Vibes, I think is what it's called. And what I wanted to do, by the way, I made a big boo-boo right here. This isn't what I wanted done. I grabbed the wrong one, and I was like, yay. So you'll see what happens. I then go in with the correct one. So it had 2 different types of pattern paper on the top of the photos and then 2 different types of pattern papers on the bottom. So I stretched that out just a little bit further than what it was. And I decided to take one of those, like the... well, I'm not sure what you want to call it, like the Project Life type one, like the cut apart type page that almost all collections have now. And I decided to cut out the tags, and I used that, and that's the top part. And then the bottom part, you'll see what comes in with it. Now, I am talking with the Secret Not Secret Kit Club while I'm making this. So if you see my hands just sit and me talk a little bit, that's why. I did want to, then here, this is where I come in with my, the Project Light cards, and I use 3 of the bottom ones, just to let you guys know. You'll see which 3 I use. And I absolutely love how this one turns out. I think it's perfect for my daughter, and I just love how this looks. In the photos, while you're looking at me kind of hinking around with which ones I want to use, excuse me. So what I did was that the photos, I did 4 photos, just like what the sketch asked, and I made them 2.5 by 2.5 or 2 1/4 by, I did 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 because I didn't want the pictures to go all the way across. If I would have went 2.5 by 2.5, it would have pretty much taken up my whole spot. And that's not exactly what I wanted to do. What I wanted to make sure was to leave the W's on the side, the S's on the other side, and then the weekend vibes on top and the bottom. So I kind of wanted to have a box within the box within the box. And I do a really good job at that, and I make sure that for the most part I keep all of what I want out. And it turns out really well. Of course, I did do up these photos, and I just did a couple of papers on it just to give it a little bit of something around the photos. And this is the first time, obviously I live in the South, I'm in Georgia. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I would love to have you. Hit that like and subscribe button if you have not. I do upload between 2 to 3 times a week. What I wanted to do was that we actually had to go on an emergency road trip. This was done last year, and we had to go home for a funeral, and we drove from Georgia to Oklahoma and then back. It wasn't bad of a drive at all. We stopped, we got as far as we needed to, found a hotel, slept, and then kept going. Not a big deal. Well, in the meantime, on our way there, Kaylin did not know what cotton looked like, and she asked, she's like, "What field is that, Mom? I've never seen that before." Now remember, we grew up, she grew up most of her, like, younger part of her, like, life, if you want to call it, in Germany, and they don't really have just cotton fields laying around like we do in the South here. So she didn't know what that was, and last year she was a 2nd grader, so we went, and when we stopped at the gas station to stop and just, you know, get some gas and some munchies and stuff for the road, we went down and I took her over there and I said, well, this is what cotton looks like, and this is what a cotton field looks like. Well, she's like, I want some pictures. So of course, so that's what I'm going to write on the journaling page that you see there, the little journaling card that's what I'm going to put on there for it. But of course, she wanted to do the peace sign because we're into the peace sign right now, and she still is. And I wanted to document that while you're on a trip, you can still do some educational things like I did right here, and showed her a little bit more about what cotton is and that kind of stuff. So off camera, I did stop and I added all of the different twine on the tags to add some filler stuff up there. And ultimately, I did not want to sit and have you guys literally go through and see how I tie this. I tied it, and then I got some glue dots, and I put down glue dots so that they didn't move around. The only ones that still can kind of move around is the glittery pink ones for this. But ultimately, it worked out. I think it turned out great. And that's why I like about using sketches, especially during this time where you can loosely take it or do kind of like what I did and still do exactly what it has, but instead of pattern paper like they had it and had 4 different ones, I used Project Life cards and filled it out that way, and it still achieved that same look as to what they wanted. I still had the journaling in the right spot, all of that kind of, all of that. And really, I didn't need to put a title on this page because the tags and the brown one that's down on the bottom, to me, fits it all. It's just perfect for that. So I'm just placing little bits and bobs here and there, and this and in between. And I just, like I said, I really love how this turns out. I did put some blues with the blues and some pinks with the pinks, just to kind of, round it out a little bit. And I'm just going through and I'm placing little things that I think would work. This is the Pink Fresh Studio collection. I think the middle says, I look at you and see sunshine together. I think something like that. So that's what I placed there, and I love that. And I think that this is going to turn out to be one of the nicer, I wouldn't say, my layouts are always great, but after having the one that went up on my channel on Sunday and got so frustrated, it was nice to just have one finally come together, if you know what I mean. So ultimately, from that one over the weekend that I had to do that I struggled all the way through to actually getting 2 of the sketches down, which was fantastically fantastic. It worked out wonderful for me. I'm just adding now just little bits and bobs here, and then that's pretty much it. I do add just a few more touches. Make sure that you go check out everybody that's linked down below in the description. They would love to have you go over and see what they do. Obviously, I'm just placing down these little bits left, and then I just and I think that's it. And I do come in with splatters, obviously. Of course, you know how I am with my splatters. I have now come to the realization if I don't put splatters, in, there's something wrong with me. But I'm just gluing everything down, getting them all ready to go, and just kind of making it finished touches. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that you enjoyed this layout. I do upload between 2 to 3 times a week. If you are new to my channel, please hit that like and subscribe button that knows that you are here, and then you would get the notification bell each and every time that I do upload. I do upload between 2 to 3 times a week. The still shots are coming up. Here is where I round out with the splatters. I hope that you all are staying safe. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!